Do be sure you check out the full season review with the card and link in the description. Remember to like this video for more Gen 5 reviews. Alrighty, time to cover the episode that blew my mind the most. Growing Pains.
As long as we got each other, we got the world spinning right in our hands.
This episode was fantastic in bringing back the satirical undertones from the movie and the previous special in a more domestic approach. That way, it was able to be stretched out more expansively so it relates closer to the Earth Pony magic concept that was introduced in episode 1. Plus, Sprout comes back!
Stop the stomping!
Not that I'm happy he's back, but I am happy that he actually contributes substantially to the story instead of being a sadistic mockery of political figureheads. So let's explore what makes this episode so great.
You must watch out for Oak before she... I'm with you.
Just like how Izzy does it mainly focused on Izzy's character, Growing Pains does the same, but this time for Hitch. That becomes the principle straight away when the episode starts with him taking a morning stroll through the bay. It's become a frequent prospect of his representation that Hitch has a track record of being by himself and working like a lone wolf. The fact that the opening is set in the early morning with a low number of ponies around immediately sets the tone for the episode. It's going to be quite ominous, and Hitch, including us watching, are going to have to be enlightened to the mystery that's about to be unfolded. First, he encounters Dahlia, who accidentally blocked off the entrance to the station, and then he meets the Pipsqueaks, who got themselves stuck in a game of Vine Twister. It was established in episode 1 that Hitch became increasingly worried about the prospect of Earth Pony magic becoming too uncontrollable for everyone. It further gets displayed by Hitch's facial expressions when he actively denies his divided opinion on magic, which creates some hilarious accidents when the Pipsqueaks develop the wrong idea about not holding back.
Hitch said use all the magic you want. Don't hold back,
Hold back.
This soon leads to the reintroduction of...
My magic's probably the most powerful in the bay.
Well, look who it is.
Sprout Cloverleaf. I'm sorry, but I still don't like him. Anyway, back to it.
Bye-bye.
Sprout's inclusion in this episode is one of great satisfaction, as he triggers the cause of the chaos. Sprout's growing pain of trying to prove his magic is powerful to his parole officers is one plot point that'll get explored later on. This opening was amazing fun to see a giant Glimmerberry, Indiana Jones style, hurdle through the bay. Hitch's heroic instincts were a joy to see be kicked into life, only for him to end up getting juiced. This whole chase scene definitely made me laugh, and is one of the best scenes in Chapter 2. The adrenaline combined with Hitch's conundrum around magic reels the audience in full of activity.
It's another beautiful day in Maritime Bay. It's another beautiful day in Maritime Bay.
The contrast! Sunny then comes into the picture, and I will say that I love their conflicting friendship together. We've seen them always be on two sides of a debate spectrum, especially in A New Generation, the first special, and some Tell Your Tale episodes. Being the idealist, Sunny is in awe with the potential that Earth Pony magic hides away. Hitch, on the other hand, being an advocate of the law, believes that without proper examination and rules concerning the possible instabilities of magic, everything will go awry.
We got a rule for that, that's why I'm singing this song. We got a rule for that.
Sunny and Hitch are superstars in this conflict. Let's say we take Sunny's side first. She allows the ponies to freely cast magic all they want, experimenting any time of the day and anywhere they want. But who's going to be responsible if another incident happens like the giant fruit, or possibly something worse, like the magic glitching away again because the races could fight over who's better? It sure sounds dumb, but it's a real outcome like what happened in in the first special. Now let's take Hitch's side. Earth pony magic never existed before, and now that it has been granted to their species, there's going to be hugely more to it that nobody knows yet. Without safe and equal interdictions for everyone involved, the magic would end up being disorderly if people take it one step too far. But yet again, how is everyone supposed to discover more about themselves if they are constantly restricted from doing what is morally right for them? Maritime Bay would slowly lose its cultural prosperity due to the rules implemented that are deemed too irresponsible from the public.
We can't cut off a whole planet of possibilities.
More like a cosmos of calamities.
This altercation builds up to Sprout's most defining moment when he proves both Sunny and Hitch's points at the same time, growing the fruit to achieve a world record size before harming himself because of the magic going over the top. The source of the complications came from Sprout, so it's only natural that both ponies would go to him first before officially investigating, which helps support why he wanted to upstage his officers.
You wanna see?
Does it involve sweeping? If not, then no Sprout.
Honest. Just need to warm up.
I'm not going to lie, this scene made me like Sprout a little more, even if it was at the expense of seeing him getting hurt. This follows up with Hitch pacing around the office until Sparky goes on another mischief rampage. Their relationship together, no matter what, makes me smile.
Love being a dragon dad.
Get it? Because he's rubbish at being one.
He was a hooful already, but he's literally chomped through my desk.
Piss off! It looks like he hasn't! Izzy drops in and offers to babysit Sparky while Hitch goes outside, which we will discuss soon. For now though, let me tell you why Izzy's subplot ties in nicely with the main story. Being the only known parent to Sparky, Hitch would have spent countless days and nights recognizing what he likes, dislikes, and how his erratic behavior affects his daily schedule, hence a growing pain.
Oh, okay, I see what you did there.
Conveniently, like most parents in reality, Hitch leaves Izzy with an encyclopedic guide on how to care for Sparky. It was comedic watching Hitch on the TV run his mouth off like a cheetah and Izzy coming down with fatigue, realizing the immense number of tasks she will have at her hooves. Sparky reminds me a lot of myself when I was a youngster too, so looking at Sparky, seeing Izzy's building apprehension gave me a chuckle.
Even if he asks me to?
Especially if he asks you to.
Okay, that was weird. Like, you can hear me.
Well, I can hear you.
One Rube Goldberg skit and one splattered horn later, Izzy eventually realizes the problem centered on Sparky's way of being brought up. Some pony was being an overprotective parent. She allows the baby dragon to legitimately roam free, ditching the rules that Hitch noted down. Like we saw before in Izzy Does It, Sparky was at his happiest when he was by himself and not being bossed around. To have someone carefree and creative like Izzy to show Hitch that there's nothing to fret about was a smart choice. Hitch would possess one of the biggest tasks to maintain in the main five, caring for Sparky while being completely new and therefore anxious at the ability to understanding animals.
Did I just understand you? What?
This chronology of events for Hitch's improvement as a character is brilliant, as he gets shown a new light and a new way of how to treat friends and family, without the need to be so overpowering all the time. It makes Hitch that bit more pleasant and likable for the audience. It's probably the main reason why I love this episode.
I may have overthought it a bit. Trying to work on that.
Now let's get back to the main plot.
Hello!
Like a typical legislator, Hitch makes the announcement that he is going to diagnose enough ponies to understand if Earth Pony magic truly is either a pro or a con in Maritime Bay. I was totally understanding of Hitch's proposal, as he remains sympathetic with the residents by assuring them that he is not going to rush the process.
This is all for your own safety. We don't know what's possible with Earth Pony magic yet.
It wasn't the way Hitch phrased this plan that bothered me. It was the premature reactions from everyone. They look and sound like they witnessed a child murder in public. Sunny's reaction was more correctly handled, and she would be upset that her best friend didn't listen to her wishes. Finally getting to see Sunny getting angry was certainly a treat.
I'm getting really sick of you!
With reluctance, Sunny and Zip follow Hitch on his mission to find out what kinds of magic everyone holds. This whole montage, intercut with another montage of Izzy and Sparky, was excellent distinctive humor. While the group of friends are out there regulating the rules and getting more uneasy with each affair, the wildest characters are inside the station having fun and going crazy with nothing troubling them.
Express yourself to the extreme!
I burst out laughing each time Hitch basically slaps an L sticker on the ponies' bodies.
Perfect. Great. Don't do it again.
The diversity of different results coming from the ponies was quite interesting, as it's not just food involved. Multicolored trees, flower statues. You know what? At this point, I'm just waiting for when one of them conjures up a hedge maze. When it comes to the point with Hitch being so confident that he's committing the right authorities, it concludes amusingly as the magic carnage is displayed to Hitch's dissatisfaction.
And I have video proof. In a sassy sparkle filter, too.
I apologize, but that filter is so stupidly funny. The episode gradually develops vibes similar to the Friendship is Magic episode, All Bottled Up, when literally the Earth Ponies begin leaking magic. I know I considered Hitch's recklessness important in his characterization, but right here, he did annoy me.
Maybe if we remove the Earth Pony one.
What? He's going against his own motives about not going through the experimentations briskly, and now here he is doing exactly that. There is no practical way Hitch would do something so brash that would ultimately endanger the planet.
What am I doing? You're right. This isn't me.
No, that's not me.
Hitch's attitude gets deconstructed to how he really reacted to magic, bringing us back to A New Generation and the first special, where he was happy to explore more instead of being nervous surrounded by the madness of it all. So, how else can you really drive this epiphany home? Well, you shove the previous generation's main protagonist into the scene to literally tell you why.
Twilight Sparkle.
Oh my god! Okay, it's happening! Everybody stay calm! What's the procedure, everyone?
Yes, Twilight Sparkle herself, in a posthumous message, delivers a stark warning about Opaline's machinations about conquering Equestria. This singular cameo made the fandom explode, and the die-hard continuity community stroked their hooves together like they're hell-bent on bringing down Gen 5. Well, Fluffbutts, I've got one theory in mind that could legitimately blow all the criticism out of the window, if it's proven true in the future. Generation 5 takes place in an alternative Gen 4 universe.
What makes you say that?
Growing off from what we saw in Gen 4's grand finale, Harmony was simply on another untouchable level. Imagining all of that getting absolutely erased would feel heartbreaking, and that's what this scene is meant to indicate. The message itself is haunting.
Once a pony tried to steal all the magic in Equestria for herself, and almost succeeded.
Despite all the foes that the main six have faced, all it took was another pony, who supposedly gained alicorn physicalities and almost succeeded in wiping out everything everyone has ever known. In an alternative Gen 4 universe, that would be quite intriguing to expand the story in a different direction. It makes total sense if the pre-apocalyptic events occurred sometime after ending of the end, but before the last problem.
But the spell is broken. You are exposed to the world once again.
I know I'm not an expert in MLP history, neither am I an official critic, since I would rather focus on the positives and give the generation a chance, unlike most idiots around the platform who are on the hate wagon purely for views.
My disappointment is immeasurable.
If you actually believe that Gen 4 is screwed because of Gen 5 potentially retconning every single thing about its universe, then I don't know what to say other than just don't acknowledge Gen 5 at all!
Just shut up, shut up, shut up.
Returning to Twilight's message, no matter how many times the recorded conveniently glitched the exposure out, I was still slightly unnerved by the overall nature of it.
There are evil forces out there who will want to exploit it.
When someone as influential and powerful as Twilight is disturbed by the prospect of a familiar adversary still lurking in the world, you know there's reason to be rightfully concerned about the current state of events. When she finishes her message with,
I'm with you.
It provides provides our heroes with an earned sense of confidence and bravery to stay strong in the face of danger. Of course her design will look a little dodgy because it's passing from 2D to 3D. What else were you expecting? And to me, she looks adorable this way.
And who is the evil pony?
Opaline?
Very cheeky there with the dialogue. This burst of assurance from Twilight heartens the main five to enlighten the Bay ponies to unleash their slices of magic befittingly. It brought a gleeful atmosphere to the final moments of the episode, seeing every pony finally settling their differences. It brings the episode full circle to when the pipsqueaks let their mouths fly away. And speaking of the kids, Seashell, Glory and Peach Fizz play some more Vine Twister just at the right moment when Sprout sprouts another giant Glimmerberry to topple towards them. Hitch's character hits a home run here when he is emboldened by his friends to do what he knows best. That 5-split shot alone was glorious.
You shall not pass!
They magic up a tree to save the pipsqueaks, and once again, they become the juiced victims.
Hey, look! We're a friendship smoothie!
Sparky comes into the picture again, and it's established that he too has magical abilities, and this comes up most importantly during the last 20 seconds. I was frozen in my seat the moment Sparky showcased his psychic abilities, in spite of it sadly not cropping up again in Chapter 2. He clearly knows something about the tree that we don't, given his bright and happy expression before the credits roll in.
Okay, Sparky, that's enough magic for today.
I only hope that it gets introduced again in Chapter 4. Oh, what an episode, Fluffbutts! Oh, sorry, are you waiting for me to talk about Opaline and Misty? Yeah, well, not at all, because they both did jack shit! To say that the villains took a backseat in this episode would be an understatement. They were put in the boot, more like.
Explain yourself.
Only appearing in 2 scenes that don't contribute much to the plot, and those sections are 11 minutes apart. I sincerely believe they shouldn't have been in this episode at all, because their roles in the next episode are, to put it simply, amazing. All they did in Growing Pains was the following: Opaline complimenting herself.
If it was me, I'd have checked my pout every minute on the minute.
Misty complimenting Opaline.
And what a pout it is, Opaline. Equal parts chilling and charming.
Opaline giving Misty a mission that doesn't happen. Opaline being disgusted by the modern language.
Hooftastic isn't a word, and I refuse to acknowledge it.
And both of them having a maniacal laugh contest. However, I did like how Opaline actually behaved warmly with Misty here, wanting her to fit in with her wickedness, despite Misty's cute difficulty. How unexpectedly sweet of Opaline. So, repeat this after me, Fluffbutts. Was it a yay or a nay? Oh boy, what a ride this episode was. Growing Pains is an absolute joy to watch while witnessing complete chaos erupt. Of course it's no masterpiece, but I can't help finding this very intriguing. The character work, the mystery of new magic, and that single Twilight Sparkle cameo, oh, it shook me to the core. There's no doubt that I am giving it a yay. Now, whether you agree or disagree, this should have been the opener instead. My goodness, Hitch gave the performance of a hotshot in this episode. This is one of those My Little Pony stories that deliver such a hard-hitting dilemma. How Sprout on Earth managed to kickstart one of the best pieces of plot development is beyond me. Even the B story featuring Izzy and Sparky's time together was integrated nicely into the narrative of Hitch needing to learn how to allow freedom for those around him. Their interactions were adorable, and someone like Izzy was the perfect candidate for the job. job. I loved how Hitch appeared so boastful at the start and he got humbled very hard by the end. The mystery concerning Equestria's diminished history further put me on edge, and Twilight's message continues to positively shock me. It can be merely boiled down to being just building up hype for eventual episodes to come out, but it's still a memorable impression to the viewer to put their brains into gear. Hitch and Sunny's friendship walking on tightropes was really engaging and added dramatic weight up to the minute everything went fully awry. Even Zip and Pip actively supporting each of them for their motives and accidentally getting caught up in the chaos was brilliant fun. Yet the worst thing about this episode was the inclusion of Opaline and Misty, who did practically fuck all other than just watch the reality show unfold on their TV. I award Growing Pains a yay and an 8 out of 10. There's no doubt that this episode rises above the first in both story quality and character foundation. If only the Wicked Witch and her familiar were taken out, therefore I will gladly give this episode an A rank. Thank you so much for watching this review, Fluffbots. If you have enjoyed, please make sure to leave a like and hoof tap this video and comment your thoughts down below of what your thoughts on this episode were. Also, don't forget to leave a pledge on my Patreon page down in the description below so you can help support me in making these fantastic videos more consistently. And I shall see you all very soon. Goodbye! And before the video ends, I would like to shout out my Silver Fluffbot patrons, Louise Wade and Alex Smith, and my Gold Fluffbot patron, the Pate and Grauerful Trisky. I truly appreciate your love and support.